Hello, and welcome to another edition of TJ Plays with some AI stuff. In this one, it's going to be probably a lengthy one, only because there's so much stuff that I want to chat about in this, and it covers a lot of MCP talk and a lot of stuff that's a little meta. It just kind of feels like it's all over the place, and I want to try to get it out, and this will likely be chopped up into several parts. But I want to just start putting these things out there and giving you an idea of where a lot of these concepts and these ideas came from. Some of them came from just being lazy. Like I don't want to juggle a bunch of different platforms to log into. I don't want to deal with updates and unfamiliar edit UIs and switching products to different products, and uh, it's draining. Over time it just feels like it's unnecessary, and I've always been on this constant pursuit to try to figure out a way to funnel things through one UI. And since the invention of MCPs, model context protocol, through Anthropic has come out, it's something that I've just dove into neck deep in, try to figure out different ways that I can bring all these different contexts into one AI and then let that AI work for me and do the things that I'd like for it to do through basically what's like one control panel. So this is like my one dashboard for everything. For me, sometimes it's Claude code, but most of the time when I'm just doing general content updating and analysis and research and things, and both pulling information down but also pushing information up, I'm using Claude Desktop. I love it. I'm able to hook up remote MCPs as well as local MCPs to it, and it does a lot of content optimization, and it handles basically a large portion of my content creation creative outlet. Like it is the thing where I think through ideas, workshop ideas, generate ideas, and then copy edit those ideas into all of the various formats and then post those ideas. So just as a example, I'm recording what I'm saying right now. So if I hit this and then stop, you'll see this is everything that I just said. And what this is called Wispr Flow. So I love to use tools like Wispr Flow because it allows me to just dictate all of the things that I want to say while I'm saying it. And then since I'm using a tool like Claude, it distills a lot of that information in that kind of train of thought into actual copy edited editorial thing that people want to read. And it's still from my brain, it's still from my mouth, it's my ideas, my thoughts, and my concepts, except I'm able to, at least for me anyway, it just helps me to be able to think these things out into the open and say these things, and then have a tool like Wispr Flow record it, and then for me to workshop these ideas back and forth with AI in order to make sure that I'm fine-tuning the message the way it's intended to be said. So all of that was just recorded here. And this is kind of the cool part. So I just want to make sure I don't lose this. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to copy it here. But I want to show you one of the MCPs that I think is important for this. So these are all, I have so many in here. Most of these are custom. But the one that I want to show you right now is the Southleft MCP. So this is an MCP that I'm going to connect. And then I'll bring this over here. So what I'm doing right now is I'm connecting to our southleft.com website, and I'll go ahead and connect this to the live website. And then once it's authorized, it'll bring me back to Claude Desktop. Here it is. And you'll see that it is now connected. So I'll move this back over here. So now there's a direct connection from Claude Desktop to my website, to southleft.com. So I could say right here that by leveraging something like the Southleft MCP, I'm able to dictate and create not just articles, but highly curated content, flexible layout pages. I can move Gutenberg blocks up and down. I can edit various fields within the block editor. I can turn posts into drafts. I can update metadata. I can delete posts. I can add tags. I can recategorize posts. I can create a homepage. I could delete a homepage. There's so many things that I can do with this MCP that it's pretty quite amazing. And I think it's one of those things that my prediction for 2026 is that we're going to be working with less UI. I just think that there's going to be less UI in more of this, what's happening right now. I think this is going to be a movement going forward, and I think it's important for us to take note of it because there are several instances of this workflow that I'm doing or we're doing right now at Southleft that are even outside of posting content to southleft.com. There's things that we're doing with LinkedIn. There's things that we're doing with our time tracking platform called Harvest. So just for an example, I just connected to the production website. So southleft.com, the main site for our agency. And I just recorded all of that through Wispr Flow. And I'm going to say, let's see, I have some images. I'll post an image with this. So it's off screen right now. You can't see, but I'm copying a direct link to an image. So I'm going to say, can you please take the above content and create some sense out of it? I'd love to put it into an article and use the southleft.com or the Southleft MCP to post this as a article entry on our website. I'd love for you to categorize it as AI. I'd love for you to add the tags MCP and workflow. And I'd love for you to use this image as the main featured image. Once you post it, please send back the draft preview URL so I can preview it before we decide whether or not we want to publish it. Actually, before you even publish it, just show me the what you would be posting here before we even do anything, push anything to the live site. So sometimes I do it like this. Sometimes I'll do it where I'll ask it to just post it as a draft. Lately, I've been trying to take care of everything in this one instance, and then it'll do all the things in here. And then once it feels like, all right, this is a good draft, or this is something worthy of posting, then it'll just ship it. And sometimes I won't even ask it to do it as a dry run. I'll just say, post it and publish it, and then it'll do it because lately I've just gotten to trust it. It's been pretty good to me so far. So this is it doing its thing. It's just like working through it, saying it's got what it needs, and here's the article that it's proposing. So one dashboard for everything. Why 2026 will be the year of less UI. Loving it so far. So it's got a category of AI. It says the ID that it belongs to, and here's some two tags that I knew those already existed. And then here's, I'm not going to go through it, this whole thing, because I'm going to publish this just to show you the process of publishing it. Normally, I would take a lot more time to copy edit this and then make sure that it actually is something that I'm thinking and what I want to say. And then I'll also go through and ask it to do some more specific things, like I'll ask it to link certain words in there. I'll do that now, and then we'll see what we get. Yes, this sounds great. Could you please create an excerpt for this as well? The excerpt should be 1 or 2 sentences, but not very long. Please go through and add hyperlinks for things like Wispr Flow or any products that might be unfamiliar to the reader who's reading this article. And feel free to just go ahead and publish it. Don't even create a draft. All right, so this is brave. We're doing this live. So this is me recording a video, publishing an article about not using an editorial UI. And this video will likely be posted to that article So it's a little meta how this is all working here. So once it creates it, it should return a URL, and then that URL will be to our live site, the one that I had connected through just a second ago. And then here it is. So this is the live site. I will click on it. It shows me the Pantheon one in there, but it actually is our live site. So I'll go over here. And then here is the article that I just posted. This is the article that it wrote, or that I dictated, it wrote. It went and it hyperlinked all of these different parts that might not be understandable by some people who are reading this. And this is it. So I thought this is kind of cool. I think this is where things are headed. And obviously this is something that you'd want to fine tune and spend a little more time with within your one dashboard, within your Claude area, if Claude Desktop is the one that you choose to use. And once you feel it's good, post it. For the purposes of keeping this shorter, I wanted to make sure that it was done fairly quickly. So I'll probably fine tune this a little bit before actively putting it out there. But I thought this is something that everybody should see and really think about, because I think this is where things are headed going into the future. So anyway, enjoy, and then I'll follow up with a part 2 on some of the other cool stuff that we're doing and introduce some of the stuff that we're doing with the LinkedIn MCP. Thanks.